frantic motifs and soaring melodies, the echoes of world-class music drift through the mountains and valleys of Essex County, New York each year. And for a second season, viewers of Mountain Lake PBS will have access to these exquisite sounds on their TVs and digital devices, thanks to a special series of programs. The music comes from some of the finest young classical musicians in the world, as they train at Meadowmount School of Music for careers as professional performers. The summer program has brought such renowned people as cellist Yo-Yo Ma and violinist Itzhak Perlman to the Adirondacks when they were young students. I visited the Meadowmount campus to speak with violinist Janet Sung about the performance series. She's a professor of violin at DePaul University and the artistic director of Meadowmount School of Music. Janet, there are still people in our region who don't know that Meadowmount School of Music is in Westport, New York, and that it attracts a special kind of student of stringed instruments. What is the age range of the students who come here, and how do they even qualify to study at Meadowmount?
Well, the age range is anywhere from about 11 years old to almost 30 years old. And those that are on campus have to be at least 13 years old. And their audition process is actually a vigorous audition process where they have to submit recordings of them performing solo repertoire as well as chamber music repertoire. And based on that, then we go through those applications and accept a certain number, and then there are usually about 200 students that eventually come and attend Meadowmount in the summer. Most of the students that are looking at a program like Meadowmount are quite serious in their intention in music. They're coming with the intention to really hone their craft, really learn their skills as a musician, and also to create longevity in their careers. These are musicians that are looking to perhaps perform as soloists in their musical career, or as chamber musicians, or many of the above. Sometimes even concert masters or principal players of major orchestras. And so there's a very clear intention when they think about a program like Meadowmount. It's a very intensive 7-week program where they can really focus on their studies without distractions, as you can see in this beautiful environment. And they're able then to really take the time to practice and to work with their teachers and their faculty, work with their peers, and then ultimately by the end of that time, that 7 weeks, to come out as a different person, different musician, different artist.
Janet, we spoke with second-year Meadowmount student Shan Shi, originally from Taiwan, and he told us how valuable it is to be surrounded by extremely focused music students for 7 weeks in the summer.
I think it's very inspirational, just watching how others work, how they practice, how they perform. I think maybe I've learned more from just watching other students and then working with other students here than practicing by myself.
Well, it's great to hear his perspective, and besides the inspiration one gets from fellow musicians, what kind of experience do they have here for 7 weeks?
Well, probably the main focus is their intensive study on their instrument and learning repertoire and learning the music. A large part of that obviously comes from the work that they do with their teachers here. whether it's their solo teacher or whether it's their chamber music coach.
As you get faster, get a little lower so that the sound is clearer.
The other thing that we really strongly believe is that we're trying to develop the young musicians so that they can have longevity in their career. So that's things about how they can manage a life in music. So anything from a career in music. We'll have different seminars for students. We had recently an artist manager talk about the music business side of things.
I imagine that's all very beneficial information for them. And with your current group of young, talented musicians, what happens every summer that the community can enjoy?
Well, the big part of what the students experience here at Meadowmount are the performances. We, of course, have additional concerts that have guest artists and faculty artists, but I believe that the main focus is really about the student performances. And they have different opportunities throughout the summer here on campus, where the public is always invited as well, and we have a wonderful community that comes.
And with these concerts, this year we're continuing a tradition that we began at Mountain Lake PBS last year. Let's talk about that.
Well, it was a wonderful opportunity. Last year, some of our Livestream concerts were able to be presented in a series by Mountain Lake PBS, and it was a fantastic opportunity for us to connect even more with the community, the greater community here in the Adirondack region. So it was a really wonderful opportunity for us.
Well, what kind of privilege is viewing these concerts going to be for the viewers at home?
Well, the students that come to Meadowmount come from all over the world. They come from as far away as Australia, Asia, Europe, all across North America. And some of the artists that they get to hear, these young artists, are from all of these different countries. And it's a fantastic opportunity, I think, for the viewers as well as the community here to be able to witness and hear some of these young artists. I think they're stars in the making, that it may be somebody that they will see on a different concert stage years from now as well. What the viewers will be able to really appreciate and love, I think, is the wide range of the repertoire. Familiar works or familiar composers like Brahms, Paganini, Wieniawski, these are a lot of favorites in the string repertoire. But I think they'll also have the opportunity to hear maybe things that they haven't heard before. For instance, a solo cello work by Ligeti, which I think is a fantastic and really colorful work. And then, of course, at Meadowmount, in addition to the solo performances, we take chamber music very seriously. And so that's another huge component of the experience that students have. So this year, as part of the series, we will feature some of that chamber music. For instance, there is a duo, 2 violin with piano, the very popular Novare by Sarasate that's performed. One of the other groups that will be presenting is performing the Shostakovich String Quartet No. 8, which is one of the most exciting and powerful works in the string quartet repertoire.
Well, we spoke with Mairead Flory, a 6th-year Meadowmount student from Virginia, and she told us why she enjoys the opportunity to perform for the viewers of Mountain Lake PBS.
It's a little bit terrifying, but it's also great because, you know, we are secluded here, and sometimes it's nice for other people kind of to get a peek into what we're doing here. And Meadowmount's special because so many things have stayed the same in the last almost 80 years. The practice hours are the same and some of the cabins are the same. But now it's like Meadowmount is coming a little more into the 21st century. And it's really cool that other people get to see what's being played here, what's being performed, and get a better idea of what Meadowmount is.
And Janet, you're an accomplished musician yourself. How proud are you to help showcase the extreme skill these students have through these broadcasts on Mountain Lake PBS?
I am so thrilled that we have this ability and this opportunity to present the students. I know myself as a musician and having been a student in a place like this, these opportunities are really special. And they don't necessarily get them in other festivals or institutions that they may be studying at. And for us to be able to offer that opportunity for students at Meadowmount, that's really incredible. For me, that's a big part of why I'm here and part of my mission to help the future generations of students at Meadowmount.
Well, Janet, I would like to thank you and the students so much for sharing this beautiful series of music with our viewers.
Thank you for having me. It's a real pleasure.
Enjoy 6 new episodes of the Music from Meadowmount series on Mountain Lake PBS, Monday nights at 9 starting April 15th. You may also view the programs on our website, mountainlake.org, and through the PBS app on all your streaming devices.
Spotlight is supported by the Glenn and Carol Pearsall Adirondack Foundation, dedicated to improving the quality of life for year-round residents of the Adirondack Park.